Coming up tonight on YCN News, U.S. Senator Jeanne Shaheen will hold a conference on the rising cost of higher education. Claremont holds its annual Got Talent show, and the number of troops overseas may be reduced. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, Your Local View.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Hello, and welcome to this Monday edition of YCN News. I'm Matt McDonald, filling in for Rose Spillman. As if college-bound students didn't have enough to worry about, paying for school can be as stressful as attending college. U.S. Senator Jeanne Shaheen took on a second role today at UNH in Durham, serving as a guest lecturer. Shaheen discussed upcoming legislative proposals with students of UNH's Introduction to American Government class. Students learned from a primary source about how bills are introduced in Congress and sometimes signed into law. Shaheen answered questions from students on all things government-related, including college financial aid. Making college and post-secondary training programs affordable for students remains a priority for the senator. Student debt is one of the highest benchmarks for the cost of college attendance. $1.2 trillion is the amount owed collectively by students nationwide, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau reports. New Hampshire residents owe about $33,000 in student loans after college graduation. 3 out of every 4 college grads take out student loans to pay for school. Higher ed costs continue to rise above the rate of inflation, making it more difficult for today's students to work their way through school as earlier college students did. Shaheen does not want costs to deter a student from attending school beyond grade 12. She said today she committed to keeping interest on federal student loans low. That will be one focus of her work in Washington. And through a pay-as-you-earn repayment program Shaheen also supports, monthly loan payments will be capped based on college borrowers' income. It was the best of both worlds Saturday night in Claremont, and in one location. In a major downtown building dedicated in 1897 and rededicated in 1979, today's generations of Claremont residents entertained guests during Saturday night's second annual Claremont's Got Talent show. When the 7 p.m. program began, balcony-only seating was available at the historic Claremont Opera House. The family-friendly program offered the attendants dance and martial arts routines and songs from all genres. Participants from the Upper Valley, Central New Hampshire, and Southern Vermont made their way to the stage. From the piano playing of the brothers Gruenbaum to Jenkins Dance's senior and junior companies to the father and daughter Dickinson duo and more, the variety show was well received by the near 400-member audience. To learn more about upcoming shows, click on ClaremontOperaHouse.org or call 603-542-0064. Calling all 3rd to 6th grade New Hampshire teachers. Bring the lessons of the state's wildlife and beauty to your students. Educators have until March 7th to request a Spring Wonders of Wildlife classroom presentation. Volunteers trained by the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department will offer hands-on interactive programs in 4 subject areas. These programs inhabit habitats, endangered species, pond ecology, and wetlands. The programs are free of charge to the teacher or school district. Any teacher who has not already scheduled a Wonders of Wildlife presentation this school year may participate. To apply, download a print and mail application at www.wildnh.com/education. Click on Program Request Form. In the 2012-13 school year, about 100 programs statewide were held. 28 fish and game volunteers participated. Beyond the classroom, students learned from the program the importance of keeping a healthy environment for all living things. Stay tuned for more news after the break.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
For fun, food, fashion, and après entertainment, the new experience at Stratton Village is part of a $7 million investment. Outfit your adventure with the latest from Burton, The North Face, Dashing Bear, or First Run. Fuel your days and nights with great food and drink from Fire Tower Restaurant and Tavern, Stratton Mountain Market and Deli, Mulligan's, or the Sushi Bar. Make any occasion special with a visit to Von Bargen's Fine Jewelry, pampering at the Stratton Day Spa. Make our home yours and see yourself slopeside. Welcome to Stratton Village.
Hi, this is Anita from Brattleboro Mobile at Exit 3. The store now offers more products you can pick up when you're on the go. Green Mountain coffee, drinks and snacks, beer and wine, and hopefully your next winning lottery ticket. Also, Brattleboro Mobile has added diesel fuel to go along with the 3 different grades of superior mobile gasoline. And remember, we have a courteous staff, a brand new look, and a convenient location, all at Brattleboro Mobile. See you soon.
Brattleboro Mobile on the roundabout at Exit 3.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Matt McDonald. Police in Vermont are charging a Poultney man with second-degree murder for allegedly beating his 2-year-old stepdaughter. 31-year-old Dennis Doobie is charged by Vermont authorities with the death of 2-year-old Desiree Sheldon due to blunt force trauma to the head. The child's death is listed as a homicide, the New Hampshire Medical Examiner's Office ruled over the weekend. As required by statute, police were called in to investigate the case shortly after Rutland Regional Medical Center staff suspected child abuse. Desiree was brought to the Rutland Hospital on February 19th, near 6:30 p.m. She was taken by ambulance that same evening to Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center in Lebanon, New Hampshire, for further treatment. Desiree died at that New Hampshire hospital. An autopsy was ordered by New Hampshire authorities to determine the manner and cause of death. Today, Doobie is scheduled to be arraigned in Rutland Superior Criminal Court. He had been held in Rutland at the Marble Valley Correctional Facility. Bail was set at $250,000 bail. The case is now being handled by the Rutland County State's Attorney's Office. A burglary at the Craft Cellar retail store in Poultney, Vermont is under investigation, Vermont State Police report. On Sunday morning, shortly before 11 a.m., the break-in was called in to police. A door was broken and items were missing from the shop. Anyone with any information is asked to call the Vermont State Police at 802-773-9101 or do so anonymously online at www.vtips.info. Turning to national news, Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel says it's time to reduce U.S. Army staffing to post-World War II levels. Hagel will make his recommendation in a speech today at the Pentagon, the Associated Press reports. The remarks come as the Pentagon prepares the nation's next defense budget. Hagel says it is time to balance the country's defense needs within the limits of the national budget. Now, 522,000 troops, or individual soldiers, comprise the Army's active duty military. The Army is the largest of the nation's military and combat branches. As the U.S. winds down its troop investment in Afghanistan by the end of this year, the number of troops could drop to between 440,000 and 450,000. At its peak since the 9/11 attacks, the Army numbered 570,000 soldiers.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
For more than a century, families have counted on the knowledgeable, caring people at the Visiting Nurse and Hospice of Vermont and New Hampshire during difficult times. When we're dealing with critical illness, coping with the limitations of aging, or recuperating from major surgery, we all want to be in the comfort of our own home. The Visiting Nurse and Hospice of Vermont and New Hampshire. People heal better at home. Let us help.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Matt McDonald. Now let's look at our local weather for the next 5 days. Tuesday will be partly cloudy with a high of 25 and a low of 7 degrees. Wednesday, we will experience more snow with a high of 23 and lows down to 1 degree. Thursday will be partly cloudy again with a high of 26 and a low of 3. Friday will be mostly sunny with a high of 22 and lows down to 9 degrees. Saturday, we will have more snow with highs in the upper 20s and a low of 10 degrees. And now it's time for our YCN Game of the Week that you can check out on channels 20 and 712 in HD on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. It was Senior Day on Saturday as the 2014 Vermont High School Hockey Playoffs kicked off at the Barwood Arena in White River Junction, Vermont. With the game tied, Harwood's Clayton Wells steals the puck and puts the upset-minded Harwood Highlanders up 2-1 early in the third period. With just under 10 minutes left in the game, Hartford senior Andy Atkinson feeds Johnny Lewis, and Lewis scores on this blast from the point to tie the game at 2. It looked like the game was heading towards sudden death overtime when Atkinson fed John Borchert on the doorstep, and the senior superstar puts the Hurricanes up 3-2 with less than 3 minutes to play in the game. The Hurricanes held on to win 3-2 in what was a very challenging first-round playoff hockey game.
I give Harwood a lot of credit today. They came in, they were aggressive, they had good team speed, and their goaltender played very well. And we tried to remain patient, we didn't panic. We had to tighten our D-zone coverage up a little bit, and I think we hit 5 posts today. It was a grind, it wasn't easy, and we feel very fortunate to advance to the next round.
Hartford will now travel to Mount Mansfield on Wednesday in a quarterfinal matchup with the Cougars. Hartford beat Mount Mansfield 3-2 on January 11th.